okay, here you go. This is what you need to do. This guy was actually like worried about me, and he told me to go to the hospital right away. And usually urgent care doctors don't give a shit about you.
No,
So,
no. They want to get you out of there as fast as possible,
yeah,
usually.
because they want to get to the next guy. So one thing after the other, and God bless all of you hospital. It took a span of 3 weeks and a bunch of biopsies and staying at the hospital and whatnot, but they figured it out, and then I jumped on chemo like less than a week. So, which I know a lot of hospitals don't do that. So they kind of keep their patients there for like a month or 2 months trying to figure out when to do stuff, how to do it. So it was like they gave me the diagnosis. So I have lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's, stage 3, or how you want to put it. And then literally like 3 days later, they put a PICC line in me, and then 2 days after that, I was on my first treatment. So
God bless you, Ryan Talmo, ladies and gentlemen, survivor. Wow.
But the treatment is going amazingly well. I had a projection.
surprisingly well, yeah. After the second treatment, like I literally had like a second head coming out of my neck, and
Which is good for comedy, but
it was
not for
great
real
for
life.
yeah. Like I had someone to talk to, and
You ever see that movie with Rosie Greer where they have the two heads?
Yes,
I think
that's
it's
exactly
called
the
Recall
picture
for some
that came to
reason.
mind.
No, there's a movie. There's like this the man with two heads.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right.
This racist
Yep.
guy, and then he's such an asshole that they're like, we're gonna get him, so they put a black guy's head on his body. So him and they have like this weird neck thing. So him and Rosie Greer, was a football player in the '70s, are like yelling at each other like, yo honky and all this stuff. It's a great movie.
I remember it. It's
I don't
bizarre.
have a conversation with my lump like that,
No,
but
my lump.
my lump.
God.
It was pretty big, but the doctor after the second treatment, I come in every other week. They change out my PICC line, so they flush. I don't know if you guys know what PICC line is, but it's basically there's 2 tubes coming in my arm, and then that's how they get the chemo into my body. But I have a pipe going through my veins into my heart, which is really fun. And I get to flush that out every other week. And I came there to flush it out, and my doctor was there, and he hasn't seen me since the first treatment. And he noticed that my neck shrunk like just 100 times. Like it just went down, and he was shocked.
After how many?
Like it just, I'm saying hundreds of times. I don't even know, but
It's after the second
after
treatment.
the second treatment. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It just shrunk. Like he was just blown away. And then he felt my neck as it spread to my chest, to my armpits, to my spleen, and my groin. And so he checked, just by my hands of everywhere else, and he noticed that like my armpit had a big lump, and that disappeared. And he was just shocked. So if things go well after I have treatment 4 coming up right here, and then I have an appointment coming at the end of the month, they will drop one of the medications. So right now I have 4 things going up, 4 IVs going into my body. They will take out one of them, so it will be less crappy, I guess.
God
So,
bless you.
Well, I have a theory why it's going so well. It's because of your positive attitude.
Yeah,
Being a
because
nice
you're
person.
you're one of the nice guys.
Yeah,
You
that's-
deserve to be sticking
But
around.
there's a lot of psychosomatic things to
Oh.
it.
It's mind over matter. It really is. If you take yourself, there's so many people that don't know how like this is honestly a weird feeling, especially for being a comic. My brain is functioning differently. It's like the little things for I guess for a normal working person, they're gonna feel kind of icky and tired and kind of nauseous. Your taste buds are off. That's like things I can live with, I guess. Like
Like with comics, we live with that every day.
yeah, but there's things like my brain twitches, so there's chemo brain where you forget, like your memory is gone. So I will go, like on stage, I'll go on tangents a lot with my material, and then like on Monday night, I actually forgot what I was talking about like 20 seconds in,
Right.
and I had to
That's
like,
terrifying, isn't it?
it's awful, and so, and that's at home too. So I'm on the phone with my family, having a conversation with them. I forget what I'm talking about in 30 seconds. Like, where am I going with this conversation? There's a reason why I brought up this. I don't know how I got here.
Well, they're pumping poison into every cell in your body,
Yeah.
and the brain with that membrane is so receptive to all the chemicals.
Yeah, it's just being all rewired. So like Saturday, I was just triggered into like just depression. On Saturday, I was like, I couldn't do a show. I was doing a show that night, but I just did not feel right in the head. Everything was rewired. But then, Sunday rolled by and I felt great. I'm like a pregnant woman. I feel like I just like everything is like I have like my taste buds are off. I'm nauseous. I got achy back. All that kind of stuff. So I'm just.
Maybe you are pregnant.
Maybe I am.
That would be amazing. See, then
I'm
you
not
would
drinking.
really have a stand-up routine.
I'm just doing some edibles, which I had a bad trip on that yesterday, so that was great.
Edibles can
Was that what happened on
really
Saturday
wreak
too,
havoc
or?
sometimes.
Edibles, I had a little bit, but I didn't have a bad trip. I had a bad trip last night because I had the espresso beans with
the
cup.
chocolate covered
Yeah.
coffee. Yeah, I had a bad trip on those.
Oh
too.
my God, they messed me up. I only had 2 beans too, just 2 of them, and they just
I've heard
knocked
this
me
from
out.
just about everybody who's done edibles after smoking a lot of pot for years. And then the edibles, which we're probably all trying these days, can really hit you one way or another and differently each time you try an edible. So I would suppose that it's like anything that we ingest, it's going through everything in our, gastronomical
Right.
senses.
Yeah.
So,
Whereas the smoking of it, in and out of your lungs pretty fast. I don't really know why it is that the edibles seem
it just
to have.
hits you differently, yeah. I don't smoke pot, because I don't need marijuana to get the munchies, but that's just me. Don't make a cappuccino out of those coffee beans.
Oh no.
So mind over matter, maybe
I think it's resilience.
get a
You know,
positive
that's-
attitude. You might be able to cure that ectrodactyly of yours, Bree. Who knows?
Yeah, it's resilience. I mean, you don't have resilience until you have hardship, and hardship is what trains your resilience muscle. So I think that's really the 21st century message
Right.
is we have to be resilient. How are we even going to survive when it's all artificial intelligence and we're not needed anymore? So
It's
if
coming.
we don't have human resilience and compassion, then we might as well just be AI. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's the human compassion is going, human resilience is going. Social networks, social media has taken it away. You can-
Suicide rates are proving it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened this week or last week, and I mean, it's I wasn't going to get too political, but our current regime.
Oh God!
Well, I mean,
Don't get me started.
I don't want to get you started.
happy
I
to
really
say.
don't, but it's so bad that people are nostalgic for the days
Buffoon.
of Well, I don't. He's not a buffoon, in my opinion. He's an
They're
asshole.
just plain evil.
I don't think he's evil. I think he's an asshole. I think and I think his supporters will even agree with that. And
Oh, he's proud of it. You can tell.
Oh, he's
proud of
absolutely
it.
proud of it. He's like, I'm an asshole. He's an asshole. He's a bully. And they had a good week this week.
Oh, sort of. We don't think anything really came out of the.
Well,
Kim Jong-un
but
summit.
you got
No,
to
it's
give him credit
not.
for actually getting
Yeah,
that set
getting
up.
on a plane and going. But did you notice that
You
Kim
can't
Jong-un
even-
even looked
you
at him
can't
like,
even say,
I can't
okay,
believe this guy
he-
is saying that. He's telling the photographer, Trump is telling the photographer, make sure we all look handsome and lean and beautiful, perfect.
That's
And
'cause
Kim
it's-
Jong-un is looking at him like, what?
That's because he's an asshole. And
Yes.
those are the two of the ugliest people on the face of the earth.
They
Let's
really
be honest.
are.
Huh?
They are.
And trust me, I'm number 3, so I know. They're 1 and 2.
Stop.
But
Oh, I have a great Trump story.
let's hear this.
Yeah,
I was at a boxing match, and it
Right.
was a big deal boxing match in Las Vegas.
that
And
Tyson?
my then husband Jim Lampley, who's still a HBO boxing announcer, and the
Right.
best there ever was, the best there is.
Yeah.
And he had tickets for Jack Nicholson, and Jack was kind enough, graceful enough, and a wonderful man.
You knew
Escorted
Jack.
me to the boxing match, and there was an empty seat next to me. On the other side, it was Jack, me, empty seat. Who comes up to fill the empty seat? Donald Trump.
Wait. Back up. You knew Jack Nicholson.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
And
He's awesome.
when
would
did
so
you first
do
meet
him
Jack
in a New York
Nicholson?
Minute even now.
Agreed.
When
Right
did you-
here on this table.
When did you first?
Oh,
You met him on this table? Where did you first meet Jack Nicholson? I
Uh,
haven't heard this one.
Well, when Jim and I were anchoring the news at Channel 2,
Mhm.
we were lucky enough to meet a lot of A-list celebrities. We
Okay.
certainly were not A-listers, but we got to meet a bunch, and Jack was among them.
So Jack
And
escorted
very
you down
graceful
to.
man, very
Okay.
tasteful guy. And
So
so
Jack-
he was kind enough to escort me from the hotel room that Jim and I were staying in. And he made literally, because the crowds just deluge him,
Right.
and he has this graceful, elegant way of separating the crowd. And he took my arm and he held it tightly in his elbow as a real gentleman